on the calendar. I know you're as excited as I am.
I sure am. Finally, Kevin, we get some games that count. We've been waiting months for tonight, and I love how at this point, everybody has playoff aspirations.
A lot of optimism, isn't there, Coach?
There sure is. This is the best day of the year.
Let's check out Chicago's starting lineup. Vucevic in at center with Williams next to him. The wingmen, White and Levine. And it's Ball in at the point. And Ball slams it in.
And Ball is certainly capable of throwing it down thanks to his size. I mean, easily lifting off the ground and just finishing that one with authority.
Tatum passes to Brown. Outside, Porzingis. Buries the easy one.
And given how tall Porzingis is, not many guys are going to block his shot, especially when he's this close.
You know, Stan, it is great to see Kobe White put it all together.
It sure is, Kevin. This guy hung in there with a great attitude, even when he wasn't playing as much as he wanted to. He's still growing as a player, knocking down shots. His confidence is sky high. His approach will take him a long way.
I got to believe as a coach, that is incredibly satisfying to have that kind of play.
Yeah, it really is when you have a guy like that and he just keeps getting better.
Ball, the pass to Williams. Outside, Ball. Out to White. Shot clock at 2. White with the defensive effort. The Celtics have gone just 1 of 4 to get this game started. Took the opportunity when he saw it.
Well, very few guys take advantage of space in the mid-range like Tatum. He's an assassin from that area.
Ball against Holiday. For 3, Levine, and Tatum pulls it down. The Celtics have gone 2 of 5 here, making 40% so far to start out the game. And so Joe Mazzulla calls for the timeout. He's going to have a discussion here on the sideline. Let's pause to take a look at the teams that really made their opposing teams earn their points a season ago. 5th on the list, the Celtics.
I mean, they held opponents to so few points that it allowed them to win games even when their offense wasn't clicking.
Lets it go from the wing. And another shot. Here's Porzingis. His second shot goes in. Off to a good start, 2 for 2.
Well, just by hitting the offensive glass, Porzingis can pick up a lot of extra points.
Levine deciding where to go with it. Pass to Vucevic. Levine is screen on Porzingis. And the Bulls with another miss.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
Ball from long range. The shot's good on the assist by Vucevic. Ball's got his second basket of the night. Stan, you talk about a stacked roster. It's hard to find many weaknesses for the Celtics.
Yeah, Kevin, there's a reason the Executive of the Year award went to Boston's front office last season. The Celtics are built right, and they're built to last.
Levine kicks the ball. Outside, White. Levine with it. He's picked up by White. And it's White missing.
Well, that's what the defense has to do. Make that shot as uncomfortable for him as possible.
Off target from three-point range. Bulls trail by 3. Let's send it over to David Aldridge, who caught up with head coach Joe Mazzulla. David.
I asked him what plan he had, if any, for Zach LaVine. He said, my focus is making sure he doesn't get any easy shots. We have to contest every attempt. It's about mitigating the damage, not preventing it. So it looks like he'll settle for just making LaVine work as hard as possible. Guys?
Okay, David, thanks. White dishes to Brown. Stolen by Levine. And now White pushing it up and no one back to stop him.
Well, you got to credit the active hands by Levine. that created the scoring opportunity on the other end.
It's White on the wing. Driving the lane. Good work there as it goes.
Guys, that's just really unstoppable. He poses a ton of matchup problems for whomever he's facing.
Nikola Vucevic is going to pick up a foul. That's his first foul.
Oh, great defense there. Anticipated the play and got there first.
40 seconds left to play in the first. Holiday looking for an opening. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. That one on Vucevic. And one of the most respected players in the NBA is Drew Holiday.
Yeah, Kevin, he's a 3-time Teammate of the Year award winner. He's also a Sportsmanship Award winner. He is a pro's pro.
Jalen Smith, he's checked in for the Bulls. Levine, and the layup is good.
Yeah, good job by Levine fighting for that position.
And here's Holiday, who will bring it up for the Celtics. They beat the Bulls during their last encounter in Chicago.
And it was pretty much a cakewalk for them the last time these two squared off and had a clear advantage on the backboard.
Yeah, but they can expect a whole lot more resistance this time around. No team likes to lose a rebounding battle.
Smith kicks to Levine. Goes up on the wing. No good. And still a close game as the first quarter comes to a close. Celtics. And this has been a fairly close game through the first quarter, and we'll see what happens here in the second. And what do you guys think so far about the offensive approach for Boston?
Well, their game plan has been very effective so far. They're working the ball inside, putting constant pressure on the defense.
And it seems they've also put an emphasis on moving the ball, working to rotate around the defense and find those quality looks.
Holiday in the backcourt. To his side is White. The small and power forwards, the star pair of Brown and Tatum. And it's Porzingis in at the 5 spot. That's the 5 to begin the second quarter for the Celtics. Williams against Tatum. Rebound by the Bulls.
Not really what we expected. You know he wants that one back.
That one's in there. The Boston lead is cut down to just 1 on the bucket from Levine.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
Hey, Coach, one area the Bulls can struggle with, defending the outside shot.
Yeah, Kevin, they've been very poor the last few seasons on that front. Not closing out, missing assignments. It's strange because they were once elite in that regard under Donovan.
Now, here's Tatum. 6 on the shot clock. Here's White. Poked away.
Nice work defensively to contest that shot right at the rim. Nothing easy.
Levine can't hit. Last game for Chicago, it was a loss to the Wizards in Washington. White finds Holiday. Again, the miss by the Celtics. And Chicago shooting at 46%, making some buckets. And they take the lead. White's got 6.
Well, at first, White shows the burst. Then the control off the ground.
White the pass to Tatum. Some nice ball movement here by the Celtics. Foul call. Looked like that he didn't get there in time, and he'll shoot free throws. It goes on Kobe White. And let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for the Bulls.
Well, they've set the tone early with their pace. So important to capitalize on transition opportunities, and it keeps the defense off balance.
And another thing, guys, they've been very active tonight.
And here we go with the coach's challenge. Surprise in a competitive game like this. And he's disputing the personal foul call.
And this is the time now where the officials can...
The play is under video review under NBA rules.
Personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replay, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving. and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
And you were just talking about this, Coach. Patrick Williams, a guy with loads of potential.
Yeah, Kevin, he's had to deal with a lot of injuries here early in his career. Sometimes he tends to disappear in games, but when he's got it going, this guy has a chance to be a really good 3-and-D player.
It's going to be fun to see where he takes his game. And while we've got a moment, let's send it over to our terrific reporter, David Aldridge. David?
Kevin, coming out of high school at 6'0", Derek White didn't receive any full scholarship offers. He says it was humbling, but it drove me to get better. Each time you have the doubters, you just put a little chip on your shoulder. The 29th pick overall in 2017, he's come a long way. Kevin, those chips are still there.
You're so right, David. Thanks. He's become a heck of a player.
And the rebound battle split evenly thus far.
And it's ball penetrating. Williams dishes the ball. Down low. Stolen by Tatum. Here's Porzingis. It drops for his third basket. He's missed only one shot.
We'll see if they can finally hold on to a lead. It's been back and forth all night.
Well, this is why the fans are here. Each team trading blows, increasing the entertainment value.
Back to Holiday for three. The shot's good. Brown making the play. And now a 5-point Boston lead.
With this lead, they're playing confidently, showing a quick trigger from beyond.
Well, the defense just dared him to take that one. Poor execution on their part, but they got lucky. Been his best game offensively, but collectively they've still found a way to get the lead.
Drills it from outside.
They're having more success from three-point range here in the second after a rough first quarter from deep.
Tatum finds Brown. Back to Tatum. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. And yep, we thought we might see it. And the coach's challenge has been triggered on the personal foul call.
Jason Tatum at the line for 2 shots. We're playing
And I think fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology. We've seen replay reviews so effectively and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
And White kicks the ball. Williams passes the ball. Back to Williams. And a close game so far through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. Celtics lead by 5. And we'll be back for the second half following the break. Keep it right here on 2K Sports.
Thanks for stopping.
You look at the Celtics. I've always loved when I started the season at home. I'd be eating good. I'd be dominating down low. I'd be picking up that big old dub.
So, Shaq, how many of those Game 1 home openers did you actually win over your career?
AOT, Ernie. All of them.
And now let's talk about our featured game. It was a solid first half for the Boston Celtics.
The energy in there.
And that is a wrap.
And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been fairly even so far. One of the stories here, Drew Holiday getting it done today.
Well, we'll find out if they were able to find an answer for him over the break. He was scoring with ease in that first half.
Yeah, I'd love to see what they drew up in the locker room because you're right. He's the problem right now.
Taking a look at the Bulls, the wingmen, White and Levine. Vucevic is out there with Jalen Smith. And it's Ball in at the point guard position. And Greg, you think about what they call float game. Why does that one shot earn a nickname like that?
I mean, it's a badge of respect, right? The floaters, teardrops, whatever you call them, runners, often the finishing touch to an already well-developed offensive arsenal.
Out left of the wing, stolen by Levine. White goes in. Vucevic. And up the court come the Celtics on the break. Offensive rebound. Hauser misses. Bulls trail by 6. Right side, White. The shot's good on the assist by Vucevic. And that's 10 points for Kobe White.
Laser focus from White. The moment that pass was headed to him, he was ready.
Connects from three-point range. Pritchard's got 2 now from beyond the arc in the third for the Celtics. And staying a positive for the Bulls over the last couple seasons. They've really done a good job of taking care of the ball.
Yeah, Kevin, that's been an emphasis for them. You don't want to beat yourself. So you look up and down the roster, it's a pretty disciplined group. But it's also the kind of thing that can change from year to year.
Ball, no good. Boston leading by 5. Here's Springer. Here's Hauser, covered by Smith. Hauser the pass to Horford. Shot clock at 6. The Celtics working the ball around now. Shot from 16. A shot by Pritchard, no good. Bulls trail by 5. Levine dishes the ball. So it's both teams making substitutions here.
Personal foul. First team foul.
Here's Smith. Second half of play with just under 2.5 minutes gone. Dosunmu's shot is off. The Celtics have gone 2 of 6 from the field here in the third. Horford the pass to Hauser. Stolen by Levine. Oh, and a fast break for the Bulls. Jumps up. The dunk and the foul. A powerhouse move, and he's got a chance for one more at the line. That one on Horford.
Just couldn't be denied there. Giddey was willing to fight to get that one to fall.
And the Celtics making a change here. Walsh is checked in. The Bulls making a change here as well. Craig's checked in. Walsh can't get it to go. Well, Chicago has gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Dosunmu's shot is off. Boston has gone 2 of 2 from long range in the third quarter so far. It's deflected and stolen by Giddey. For the tie. Count that one. Dosunmu's got the game tied up here for the Bulls.
Oh, great ball movement there.
Third quarter action and just under 3.5 minutes have gone. Pass to Cornette. Count it, good.
Oh, you gotta love the finger roll. Always looks so smooth.
And so it's Giddey with it. He brings it up for the Bulls. Levine with it. Here's Giddey. 5 to shoot. And it's Dosunmu with the jam.
I mean, a 6'8" playmaker. Giddey is a point forward, and he piles up the assists.
Pass to Hauser. To the right side. Horford the pass to Pritchard. Shoots over Dosunmu. Here's Cornette. Stolen by Levine. Throws it up high. Well-placed alley-oop pass into the layup. And the Bulls lead by 2.
And what an alley-oop. Those two read each other so well.
It's a play I'm sure they love to run. We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Pritchard gets the bucket. Pritchard's got 8 points here in this quarter.
Well, what a quarter he's had. You can tell he's in the flow. They should be looking for him every possession.
Pass to Buzelis. Now here's Giddey. He's tightly guarded. Levine finds Dosunmu. Here's Craig. It's Chicago with another bucket.
And some kind of switch must have been flipped at halftime because both teams are getting after it.
Yeah, and you can feel the pace picking up in this second half. Both teams have dialed up the intensity.
Let's take a listen to a recent huddle from Coach Bill.
Hey, listen, let's sustain it now and let's...
And with 3 quarters behind us, we start the 4th quarter in what is still anybody's ball game. That'll be a 5-second call.
And they've gotten careless, Kevin, no doubt about it, with their turnovers in the second half.
The Bulls leading, and in the front court, Brown and Tatum. Holiday in the backcourt. To his side is White. And it's Porzingis in at the 5, roaming the paint. That's the Boston 5. Boston shooting around 40% from the floor here. Here's Tatum. Tatum gets it inside.
Yeah, the closer Tatum gets, the easier it is for him. His touch is just so good.
Levine against Brown. Levine's shot is off. Levine's gone 3 of 9 tonight from the field, 33%. And the shot goes in. And the Celtics lead by 2.
Look, Brown's a great athlete. I love to see him work inside.
On the wing, Williams. Ball against Holiday. White, wide open. He fired. It's good. The assist that time from Ball. Time running low, guys, and somebody has got to win this one.
Yeah, well, who knows? We might need overtime in this one. It's been that kind of a game.
And Boston with the rebound. Tatum's got 6 rebounds here tonight. Porzingis kicks to Holiday. Lost contact on the shot, and now a 3-point play chance as he'll head to the line.
That's the 10th straight point they've given up in the paint.
And let's get your take, guys, on the scoring breakdown for Boston.
Well, you've got to like that they're not settling. They're attacking the defense on the drive and creating great looks.
And on top of that, they've really been dialed in from deep, just dropping triple after triple.
Outside, Ball. A 3, and he's good on the 3 ball.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Pass to Brown. Lets the 3 fly. Chicago grabs the miss. Vucevic has got his 5th rebound right now in the game. And stolen by Tatum. White, wide open. He fired. And that one off the back of the rim and in.
And they've worked the ball around so well tonight for those quality looks from mid-range.
Outside Williams, Ball with it, out guarded by Tatum. And the call will be against Lonzo Ball. That's his first foul.
Yeah, way to get there first and be willing to absorb the contact.
Catching up on the changes for Chicago. Horton Tucker comes in for Zach LaVine, and Terry's subbed in for White. Just a little under 2.5 minutes have passed now here in the fourth. Tatum's shot is off. Chicago's gone 2 of 3 in the fourth quarter from long range. Good shooting so far. Outside Ball. And he uses the glass on the layup. And the Bulls lead by 1.
And Ball is not going to back down in these moments. In fact, he embraces being the man when it's a big possession.
Well, when they're playing off you, you have to make them pay. And he could.
Pass to Horton Tucker. Back to Ball. Good on the three-point shot. Ball's got the lead up to 4 now for the Bulls.
How about the focus here from Ball on offense? Constantly looking for ways to score. Feels like he can get any shot he wants.
Porzingis finds Holiday. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. And we're about 3.5 minutes into the fourth quarter. Horton Tucker with it, and Holiday picks him up defensively. Ball dishes to Terry. Pocket 6. Horton Tucker, the pass to Williams. And a miss there on the triple. Celtics trail by 4. Here's Holiday. Plays it up and banks it in. And that's now 10 points for Drew Holiday.
Huge bucket by Holiday there. His team really needed that one.
Ball sets a screen for Vucevic. And Boston with the rebound. Holiday, the pass to Brown. Into the lane. Rebound by Williams. Chicago's got the three-point bug tonight. They've taken 15 shots outside the arc. 6 of 15. Ball sets a screen for Vucevic. Kicks it out to Terry. Pass to Horton Tucker. The Bulls need to get a shot off here. A 3-ball. The shot, no good. And here's Holiday who will bring it up for Boston. A 2-point game.
That is world class.
Yeah, and I can say from experience, his coach just breathed a huge sigh of relief.
And out of bounds as the Celtics gain possession.
Oh, come on. You cannot let that happen in this situation.
Got a piece of it. Nabbing another steal. And that's his 6th steal of the night.
Imposing his will at the defensive end.
Here's Porzingis. Money!
Oh boy, to be young again.
Makes you nostalgic, doesn't it? And the timeout called here by Billy Donovan. Coach clearly feeling the necessity to regroup with so much at stake here. And let's get your take, guys. What's the strategy?
And with this much time, they should be able to draw up a play and get themselves a decent look from the three-point line. Still, the D is going to be waiting for it in a contested three. Never an easy shot.
All right, DA, thanks again. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. So for Stan Van Gundy.
drawn to the front court matchup.
Oh, yeah. This should be a battle on the baseline. Great to watch skilled bigs trade blows and show off what they can do down low.
So a look at our starters for Orlando. The backcourt is Suggs and Caldwell-Pope. Banchero and Carter Jr. make up the front court, and it's Wagner in at the 3. Now here's Caldwell-Pope. Carter, a screen on Holiday. Shot is up. Caldwell-Pope, shot is up.
Listen, he knows he should have made that shot. We'll see if they can work it back to him in that same area.
Here's Tatum. And he drops it in from the low post.
Well, there's a mix of strength and agility that Jason Tatum is taking advantage of. Nice work in there.
Now let's send it over to Allie LaForce, who was able to talk with Joe Mazzulla.
I asked him how he plans to slow down Paolo Banchero, and Coach told me, look, he's an all-star, so you've got to guard him with your whole team. He's big, he's strong, he can punish you down low, but he's also quick and has the ability to beat you on the perimeter. We'll have to be disciplined tonight.
Okay, thank you, Allie. And he's made a case for first-team all-defense. Doris Jaylen Brown, the complete game.
Brian, what you love to see from a great player that's just entering their prime is the pride they take in being well-rounded. Do you want to absorb a big-time defensive assignment? Jaylen Brown wants to do exactly that.
Going all the way to the rack. Caldwell-Pope, the pass to Carter. The 3 from Banchero. Boston pulls it in. Their last meeting was in Orlando, where they were unable to fight off the Magic.
Turnovers were the story of that game. It wasn't what I would call a disciplined performance.
We know we're talking about a skilled scorer in these open floor situations. Jason Tatum knows where to be.
Now here's Brown. The kick to Tatum. Back to Holiday. Carter against Porzingis. The rebound by Carter.
Boy, surprised he missed that. The defense just good enough to prevent that bucket.
Some room here for Suggs. Oh, he buries the 20-footer. Suggs has got 5 points.
The defense is so focused on taking away a Jalen Suggs drive and finish at the cup. This is what it opens up right here. Make those jumpers when conceded, Jalen.
And setting the tempo with an assertive move. Like, where was the defense on that play?
To me, that's a complete lack of communication on that side of the ball. These guys need to be talking to each other.
Well, after a decade of uncertainty, Magic fans now have a lot to cheer about.
This is the most optimism they've had around the team since the Dwight Howard era. And it centers around their young star, Paolo Banchero. He is going to be a force for a very long time.
Yep, that one goes. Brown's got his second bucket on the night.
How confident is Jaylen Brown in his handle? The dribble drive through traffic, really nice.
Caldwell-Pope with a drive. White with the steal. Up top, Brown. He's covered by Caldwell-Pope, and he makes it.
All right, defensively now, you've got to find a way to slow this guy down because he's putting it to you.
Right side, Caldwell-Pope. Orlando again missing.
And that's exactly how tightly you have to guard him every time he steps to the arc. He's just that good.
Derek White saying it's not just the big fellas who've got some hops. I can put it down. Yes, sir.
So it's Orlando now, following the bucket by Boston. Caldwell-Pope's shot is off. And Carroll with a screen on Holiday. Suggs, no good.
Listen, offensively, they're very comfortable with him taking that shot. It's a good look under very little pressure. He just can't convert.
And the whistle blows as the basket counts. Chance at a three-point opportunity here. One free throw coming up.
Defensive foul.
Well, Doris, you watch Kristaps Porzingis at the defensive end. He changes a lot of shots.
There is no doubt, B.A. At 7'2", it isn't just simply about sending shots back. It's about changing the trajectory. But I think, as importantly, guys don't want to go in the lane because of his presence.
And Caldwell-Pope gets it to go.
And he did that so well in college. Suggs sharing it well in the league, too.
Here's Tatum. It's rebounded by Banchero. Magic trail by 6. Caldwell Pope for 3. Porzingis grabs the board. Porzingis has got 4 rebounds now.
Boy, with his shot not falling right now, it might be time to look in a different direction. See if you can get your teammates started.
They're really working the paint now.
Now here's Caldwell Pope. He had a 21-point outing in their last game against Detroit. Pass to Banchero. The 3. Boston pulls it in. Porzingis has got 5 rebounds in the game. Holiday against Suggs. Here's Porzingis. A chance to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark. And stolen by Brown. For 3. Not going to go that time. And so it's the Boston Celtics finishing the quarter with an 8-point lead. They've been aggressive in transition. And for those of you just tuning in, second quarter action is where we are. And for the Celtics here, guys, what jumps out to you stat-wise?
Well, clearly they played well in the first period because of their selfless attitude.
I'll tell you, that willingness to make the extra pass, that is what creates good looks. It also forces the defense to scramble.
On the court for Orlando, Banchero and Carter Jr. make up the front court. On the wings, it's Caldwell Pope and Wagner, and it's Suggs in at the 1. Holiday passes to Tatum with the teardrop, and there's the rejection.
Yeah, this is something we might see Banchero work on, improving his ability to knock away shots.
And let's send it over to Allie LaForce.
Well, Paolo Banchero grew up in Seattle playing pros every summer, and that gave him a huge leg up in the NBA. He said, quote, "They'd always tell me it's not as hard as you think. You just have to be focused and locked in." That's what led to me having that demeanor. Brian?
The 2023 Rookie of the Year, Allie. He hit the ground running. And, of course, Boston winning 8 consecutive titles from 1959 to 1966. Doris, you think we'll ever see a streak like that again?
BA, I think that's almost impossible in this day and age. With free agency, with more salary cap restrictions, it's just hard to win 2 in a row these days, let alone 8. My goodness.
Here's Banchero. And he's going to the line for 2. The official saw contact while he was going up. That one on White.
A full load to handle anywhere on the floor. Banchero makes sure he gets his.
I'll say this, Banchero is a guy that opponents can't forget about for a second. And you see it in all the defensive attention he gets. Teams show him all kinds of different looks, and he draws a bunch of double teams in isolation.
Kristaps Porzingis a tough cover. This guy knows he can make threes. Now you get inside the lane and look out.
The 3 from Suggs. Boston pulls it in. Next up, they'll take on the Rockets at Toyota Center. That's the first of a 3-game.
This guy, one of the most elite athletes in the game, Jaylen Brown, finishes beautifully.
Carter, a screen on Tatum. Throws it up high. And stolen by Porzingis. Now the Celtics on the move. Tatum showing off the strength. And guys, what do you think about the hustle stats for Boston?
Well, the effort they've shown on defense has been infectious. Everyone on this team continuing to jump at opportunities to come away with steals.
And the other thing that's working for them tonight, getting out into the open floor. A lot of the damage coming in transition.
Pass to Holiday. Rebound by the Magic. Banchero's got 4 rebounds now. The 3 from Suggs. Tatum pulls it in. And so Holiday will bring it up for the Boston Celtics. Leading by 5. Oh, cashes in! A terrific finisher inside.
Well, I absolutely love the way this guy has controlled the pace tonight. They've been able to play the style they want.
Caldwell Pope, the pass to Banchero. Fires in the triple. Banchero's got 9 points now in the quarter.
Now we're starting to see him deliver on offense. He's really found his tempo here in the second quarter.
And it's Tatum missing. Magic trail by 4. Outside, Caldwell Pope. There's the triple. No no good on the shot. Good work defensively by White. White on the wing. Puts it up from 12. He hits the back iron and sinks it. White's got 6. Year after year, this early portion of the season is characterized by a great deal of overreaction, Grant.
The media and fans build up a lot of expectations in the offseason. And it's not that bad, but when those...
And they stop the action here. They're using their coach's challenge to see if they can get this foul overturned.
Shooting for Orlando, Paolo Banchero taking 2 shots.
People...
The play is under video review under NBA rules. There will be 2.
The NBA was smart to adopt this challenge policy in 2019.
You know, one thing this does for a coach is let his players know he's got their back. If they're adamant that the call was wrong, he'll back them up and make the refs take another look. And they've made their decision. The call will stand.
And as much as it hurts to lose a challenge, I think Coach would challenge that call again if he could. He really disagreed with the foul, and he's still peeved.
Horford, he's checked in from Boston. While we have a moment, let's check out the highest scoring teams in the league last season. Boston in 2nd.
And last year, I liked watching this team operate on the offensive end. The ball movement, the patience, the confidence. You love seeing all that come together.
Free throw drops for Banchero. What a fantastic second year for Paolo Banchero, Grant. A bona fide all-star in Orlando.
Yeah, only their 2nd all-star over the last decade. Paolo was incredible during the playoffs, averaging 27, 9, and 4. That playoff experience is big for him going forward.
Banchero against Tatum. Great D that time from Banchero. Magic trail by 4. Here's Suggs, and down it goes. Jam that one home.
Jalen Suggs will remind you every now and again how gifted an athlete he is. Boy, did he get off his feet on that one.
Horford finds Tatum. Goes back up. White coming through.
Second chance points are always painful. Have to make the effort to box out.
No doubt those extra possessions can really add up against you when you do not take care of the defensive glass.
Banchero the screen. Here's Suggs. Boston pulls it in.
Probably not the shot they had in mind, but you can't fault him. He had a clean look.
Pass to Brown. Tatum with it. Looking to get back on track. And blocked. That one goes careening off the glass. A line change here for Orlando.
Substitution on the court.
We've got 22 seconds left in the first half of this one. White, good. Magic trail by 7.
Might be a good idea to run the clock. Hold it for the last shot.
It's all about patience right here. Patience and execution. Get a good look. Boy, that's the kind of look this offense is designed to create. That's just a tough miss.
Oh, Harris with the block. That shot off the mark. And so it's the Boston Celtics closing out the quarter with a 7-point lead. Just pounding the painted area. That's helped them build an advantage. All right, Allie's ready to go. She's court. Thanks very much, Allie. We'll be back soon to start the second half of basketball.
Hello and welcome. Before we take a look at the
Taking a look here now at Boston, you really get to see what they're made of after your hard work in the offseason.
Yeah, you have big changes, and then you have subtle changes. Everything in preparation for this moment.
So let's dig into that first half now, and what was a very solid performance for the Celtics.
They're doing a nice job of getting their feet wet in the paint. I like you.
And that is going to do it for us.
And we played through the first half. Plenty of basketball left in this one. Paolo Banchero with a strong contribution so far in this one.
Through the first 2 quarters, he's been on fire. Explosive offensive performance.
Boy, he has been shouldering the load. Aggressive, skilled, talented, and thus far unstoppable.
Magic trail by 7. They've got Peyton Pritchard. Xavier Tillman is out there with Al Horford. And it's Hauser in at the small forward position. And that's the group for Joe Mazzulla as we begin the second half. Boston shooting the ball at 48% so far. Springer misses. The Magic shooting just 35% from the floor. Harris passes to Batadze.
Celtics foul. Jaden Springer. First personal foul. First team foul.
Orlando with the ball. 7-point differential. Following this game, they hit the road to challenge the Raptors at Scotiabank Arena in Toronto. That game will conclude the 3-game road trip they're currently on. And you know, you look at someone like Peyton Pritchard, Doris, heady guy who doesn't make many mistakes.
BA, maybe his best attribute in my mind is the competitive spirit and the motor he plays with. He's a fearless shot taker, either inside or from three-point range. He makes excellent choices with his passes. But again, I go back to that competitive toughness.
And the shot goes.
When it's this close, every bucket matters. You need good looks.
Boston leading by 6. And about a minute of action so far in the third quarter. Drops in the layup for 2.
And clearly he needs no time to warm up.
The Magic have gone just 1 of 3 in the second half. Here's Harris. Plenty of room to knock down that one. Harris has gotten his first bucket of the night. Boston on offense. Horford outside. From about 16. And the shot no good, a bit short. And Harris has got the ball here for the Orlando Magic. They trail by 6 and out of bounds. Boston will have it. And a look now at the breakdown between 3s and 2s for the Magic. Just over a minute and a half played in the third. Here's Pritchard. With some arc. It's hauled in by Isaac.
Boy, as slow a start as you could have. Just 1 for 4 from the field. They're struggling.
Harris passes to Isaac. Oh, ripped away. And here we go. The Celtics on the run. Throw it down on the breakaway jam.
Woo! His energy is unmatched.
The finish in transition, nice and easy.
He pushed a little too hard there trying to close the gap. And yes, he paid the price.
That's a big miscue, and you hate to see that happen at this point in the game.
Walsh is checked in for Boston. And the expression, not enough touches to go around. Do the Celtics risk falling into that trap, Doris?
Well, first and foremost, BA, if that's a problem for you, it's a good one to have. I think the key here is with all the weapons available, you have to have some personal sacrifice. And to this point, this team has been willing to do that.
Magic trail by 8. Let's check in with our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Well, this young Magic roster has chemistry. Coach Jamal Mosley said they're so tight together. It's just organic. They're happy in creating these relationships over time. And it's because they're all just good kids that like being around each other. Guys, that's what you want.
Yeah, no question. Something to build on, Allie. Thank you. Here's Keita. So it'll be 2 free throws. He was fouled in the act of shooting. Well, Grant, as you always say, in the playoffs, you need a player who can score in isolation.
That's true, BA. And in a 7-game series, defenses disrupt your set offense. If your stars can go mano-a-mano and create something out of nothing, that's often the best you can get.
Drew Holiday's checked in for Walsh. There's Howard with the 3. And again, it's the Magic from deep.
As the deep shots continue to fall, you can sense the frustration growing among these defenders.
Outside Holiday. Got it. Good job in the low post. There's 1:40 left in the third. Here's Batadze. And it's Cornette with a rebound. Boston leading by 5. Outside Holiday. Pass to Hauser. Back to Holiday. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
They just look so overwhelmed inside. That's why they continue to get attacked.
Harris outside. this one for three. The shot that time not on target. Some solid defense from Holiday. Right wing. Here's Hauser. It's rebounded by Batase. Magic trail by 7. Back to Isaac. Intercepted. Here's Pritchard. Back to Cornette. Pass to Pritchard. Here's Hauser. He's guarded by Anthony. Just 5 on the clock. Pritchard, the pass to Hauser. And he can't extend the lead to double digits. For Orlando, they've gone 4 of 8 in the third. Here's Harris. Banked it in off the glass.
Tremendous read by Gary Harris. You see the gap, you attack it.
There's 14 seconds left in the third. And the call will be against Jonathan Isaac. That's his third foul so far.
Third personal foul. Third team foul. Substitution on the
8 seconds left in the third. Here's Tatum. No good. A bit long that time. Can't get it to drop. And that'll do it for the third quarter. It's the Celtics. They lead by 5. And time. And let's take this opportunity to show you our State Farm assist to the game.
This is the definition of team chemistry. I love to see this kind of communication and connection between teammates leading to the perfect pass.
Nothing better than chemistry, right? Working together to create a bucket.
We've reached the fourth quarter in what has been a very competitive game. Should be an exciting finish. Fourth quarter on the court for the Magic. On the wings, it's Caldwell Pope and Wagner. Then Carroll and Carter Jr. make up the front court. And it's Suggs in at the point. It's stolen by Tatum. Here's Porzingis. Out of bounds. Celtics ball as Boston keeps possession. Tatum against Ben Carroll. Brown inside. Clock at 4. Right side Holiday. No good on the 3. And here's Wagner. He'll bring it up for the Orlando Magic. 7-point differential. Controls the rebound and the putback.
Oh, what tenacity on the boards. Ben Carroll takes pleasure in capitalizing on the offensive glass.
Oh, through contact. White gets the finish.
And his fantastic performance from the last game has carried over to tonight.
No, I think that's the one thing every player is searching for. Consistency. They're giving this guy a chance to carry the offense once again.
Ben Carroll no good.
Boy, a wide open shot from his favorite spot. That is one he'd like to have back.
The shot by Holiday, no good.
I'll tell you, even though he's not playing his best basketball, the team has played well and picked it up. I love it.
Ooh, bouncy. That should give him a nice lift.
Good timing. They needed that one.
Well, sometimes it's about taking it into your own hands. That kind of individual play could spark his groove.
It's really good to see Kristaps inside forcing the issue. We know his outside abilities, but he can also bang down low.
All right, guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for the Celtics.
These guys have incredible stamina based on how they've been running the floor, using speedy transition play to get fast break points.
Second chance points have also been a big part of what's happened in this game. Crashing the boards with authority, turning those opportunities into second chance points. Boy, big time on the offensive glass.
Caldwell Pope for 3. Rebounded by the Celtics. Tatum's got his 5th rebound in this one. White, the pass to Tatum. Oh, Tatum takes the contact.
Well, Jason Tatum has worked hard to fill out his frame. It's not going to bother him that you're bringing a level of physicality.
Kicks it out to Wagner. For 3, Caldwell Pope. He buries it from 3.
They are unconscious from outside, and so far the defense has had no answer.
Well, that's the whole point, isn't it? If you space the floor well enough, it's almost impossible for the defense to account for everyone.
And here's Brown for 3. Downtown, Jaylen Brown.
Jaylen Brown with territory. Yes, sir.
Here's Banchero. Oh, my goodness! Cocked it back and fired it home.
I mean, you talk about it factor. Banchero's got it, man. What a move.
A shot by Holiday, no good. Magic trail by 6. Outside, Caldwell Pope. And again, it's Orlando with a 3.
Cool, calm, and collected at a critical juncture in this game.
Pass to Holiday. A look at the clock. A little under 3.5 minutes gone by in the 4th.
Embrace the spotlight, KP. Delivery in a big moment for Porzingis.
Carter against Porzingis. Suggs, the pass to Wagner. Back to Suggs. 4-3. Tatum pulls it in. Tatum's got 6 rebounds in the game. To the inside. Porzingis. Operating inside. Porzingis.
What a terrific play by just a tremendous all-around player. This guy makes it look easy.
Banchero outside. Jacks up a 3. Sinks it again. That's his 7th made field goal in 11 tries.
And stepping up when it's clutch time, that's a very mature play by the young Banchero.
Pass to Porzingis. KP to the cup. An easy 2 on the layup. And the Celtics lead by 6.
Kristaps Porzingis in a big spot, not an inch of back down. That is beautiful.
Oh, and he got fouled on his way up. He'll head to the line to shoot 2.
I like that. I mean, some physical play inside. He's not about to give up any easy baskets.
And a tough break as his second attempt is no good at the line.
You know, he doesn't shrink the lead as much as he should have. That hurts a bit.
Offensive rebound. Kristaps Porzingis again.
They have a relentless mentality, even with the game in total control.
This is a textbook example of playing the possession and not the score. This team is doing a great job continuing to execute.
Yep, count it.
Showing us that killer instinct right now. No letting the foot off the gas for them.
And you want to save your best for last. Tonight, they've done that and then some.
Count the basket.
Jalen Suggs has proven early, if you're open, he's going to find you. Pretty pass.
Just let the clock run out.
Hey, it's time to celebrate.
Fires from deep. And Tatum with the basket on the assist from Holiday. And so it's Boston easily grabbing this one. A competitive game. You have to feel like this crowd gave him a little extra edge.
Yeah, they really...
All right, Allie, good stuff there. Thanks for that. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Allie LaForce, Grant Hill, and Doris Burke, this is Brian Anderson.
How does opening night feel different from the rest of the season, the rest of the schedule?
Well, Kevin, it's the excitement of the unknown. Everybody comes in with the highest of expectations, right? You got new teammates, some new wrinkles, still a lot to figure out and shake out over the course of a long season.
Now the starting group for Orlando. Wagner and Banchero are the forwards. In the backcourt for him, it'll be Suggs and Caldwell Pope. And it's Carter in at the center, filling out the middle. It's stolen by Banchero. And here's the fast break. Wagner from long range. Offensive rebound. Takes a three. No good on that one. Here's Chicago. White with it. Picked up by Suggs. Here's Levine. And then Levine with the jam.
Levine has the hops. That time showing off the creativity.
Here's Banchero, and he banks in the layup.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Well, this early, they should be showing a lot more energy on defense. Not there.
Now, here's Ball. And there's the drive, and the layup's good off the glass.
And he's got great speed, Ball does. This guy is really good at finding ways to slither through the defense.
In terms of defense, Greg, the Magic have taken some big steps forward.
Oh, they really have. It was a focus for them last season, and it has paid off. They were the kind of team nobody wants to face, and it led to their first playoff berth since 2020.
Nice timing on these jumps. He's somewhat on the small side for a power forward, but he just never gives up.
Bulls shooting their first free throw of the game right now.
And look back a season ago. They did a solid job at the line, about 79% of their free throws.
You know, they would love to post a similar percentage again this season. I mean, I think that's safe to say they'd love to shoot free throws as well as they did a year ago.
Here's White. Jalen Suggs making his last shot, and he gets the bucket.
Beautiful touch there. Give White these types of looks consistently, and he's going to make you pay.
Carter kicks to Banchero. There's the drive, and they pick up two.
Boy, he is looking confident. Love how they're using him so far.
And you know what? They're going to keep using him. I mean, he'll be the centerpiece of their offense today. You can bank on that.
And so it's Carter who brings the ball up for the Magic. Wagner, that one falls, coming off Carter's feet.
Textbook play inside. Wagner doing everything right in that case.
Bulls have gotten 4 of 6 field goal attempts to drop in the first quarter. Ball against Banchero. Off the left rim and out. Orlando's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. A shot goes in. First shot, first basket.
The plan of attack is obvious. Get the ball inside and go strong to the rim.
You know, the defense has been very slow to adapt. I mean, that's 10 straight points now inside.
And a solid playmaker, White has a great sense for when he should look to give it up.
And like a number of centers in today's NBA, Wendell Carter Jr. continues Clark to hone his three-point shooting.
Boy, I tell you what, Kevin, it's almost mandatory necessary for big guys nowadays to be able to knock down not only the mid-range jumper, but the three-point shot. Give credit to Carter Jr. for seeing this growing trend. And then working to put it into his toolkit.
Caldwell Pope finds Banchero. No good with the triple. Bulls trail by 4. And now the latest from our reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, Billy Donovan gave me a few minutes. Now, we spoke briefly about how critical it is to slow down Paolo Banchero. Coach said he can be a force on offense when he gets a couple to fall. The energy and effort from our guys has to be high if we want to contain him. We'll see if that team can contain Banchero out there, guys. Back to you.
Thank you, David. Ball no good. Orlando leading by 4. Carter kicks to Wagner. Carter with a screen on Levine. Wagner passes to Carter. Great pass to set up the lay-in.
Check out Wagner running the play there and helping his team find an opening.
About 3 seconds between shot and game clock. Ball no good.
Well, I admire the fact he's trying to power through this rough stretch, but on occasion you'll have periods like this.
White against Caldwell Pope. Three-pointer. Knocks down the 3 ball. Caldwell Pope's got his second bucket of the night. White wide open. He fires.
There will be 2 minutes to review
time. And it looks like they are going to review the play. The question, did he get the basket off in time?
Yeah, and at this point of the game, you know, some might say, hey, can't we just skip the replay this time around?
And so it's Orlando with a 6-point lead at the end of the quarter. They're shooting the ball so well in this one. A great performance from the field. We've got more in store for you right after this. And if you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter in this one. And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for the Magic.
Right away, they showed us they weren't going to shy away from the mid-range game. And it's proving to be an effective tool for them.
Cultivating a lot of assists right now, which is beautiful to see. Love the way they're working that ball around.
This is how the floor looks for the Magic starting the second. Sliding in at the wing, we'll see Caldwell Pope and Wagner. Underneath, in the post, it's Banchero and Carter Jr. And it's Suggs in at the point.
And the biggest reason Banchero went first overall, Paolo brings your playmaking ability at 6'10". He's got a very rare skill set for that size.
And it's Suggs missing.
Tell you what, that is a missed opportunity from mid-range for sure. With as little defense as was shown, should have made that one.
Shots good by Williams.
It all started with the pass. That's what coaches love to see, ball movement.
Caldwell Pope feeling it out a bit. From the top of the key, he buries it. Caldwell Pope's got 7 points in the game.
Hey, the form, the release, everything in sync and lined up. Fun watching Caldwell Pope shoot the ball like this.
Banchero with the ball. Now defended by Levine.
Guys, I tell you what, feels like everything is coming easy to him. Just taking what he sees and capitalizing.
The shot by Williams, no good.
Those are chances. Almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D, just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
And Banchero on the follow.
And great attention to detail from Banchero on the play, making sure he's there to get the ball and send it back. And that assist got him a little nod from his teammate after that one.
Clark, I know you'd agree, Paolo Banchero has certainly lived up to the hype, being a #1 overall pick.
Yeah, you know, I loved him when he was in college. Loved his size, his athleticism, his IQ, his tenacity. I mean, I don't think there's anything on the floor that he can't do.
Bringing a competitive energy to the defensive end. White stays connected to his man and plays with active hands.
And the league giving a bit more leeway, GA, to defenders. As a hard-nosed defender yourself, I'm sure you like that change.
Oh, I do. I mean, we all love the intensity of playoff basketball. So why not bring a certain level of physicality to the regular season?
Here's Levine. Rebound by the Magic. Carter's got 6 rebounds now in the game. Wagner kicks to Caldwell Pope. Another miss by Caldwell Pope.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
And it's in there.
Yeah, attacking the interior is something White does well. He's crafty, and he makes good adjustments against the defense.
Stolen by Ball. Here's Williams. It's good. The assist that time from Ball. Ball's got 4 assists now tonight.
Yeah, you know, the second period's been much more kind to him than the first. I mean, let's see if he can keep it going and maintain this.
Something Wagner continues to work on. It's huge when he's connecting from outside.
Here's Williams. Carter pulls it in. Carter's got rebound number 7 for him tonight. For 3, Caldwell Pope. Ball with the rebound.
Boy, just cannot buy a bucket, guys. I'll tell you what, that's a painful quarter for him, and it's painful for me to watch, too.
The basket counts and 1. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it a 3-point play. And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
You know, when you think of Zach LaVine, his scoring comes to mind immediately, but he also rebounds effectively and passes it pretty good, too.
And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time, the whistle blowing. Throughout his career, Clark, Kentavious Caldwell Pope has proven himself to be a quality player.
He certainly has, and I love the way he plays. He's locked in all the time at both ends. Really not only understands his role, Kevin, but embraces it. He's out there to space the floor with his shooting and then provide a lot of energy and versatility on defense.
Right now, let's send it over to the sidelines and get a report from David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, Bulls coach Billy Donovan keeps perspective. He says, I used to come back from a tough road loss, go straight to the office and pull an all-nighter, trying to figure out what went wrong. My highs were too high and my lows were too low. You have to realize so much of it is just luck, the breaks of life. Kevin?
That's right, D.A. We respect Billy Donovan as much as any coach in the NBA. But a good outlook there, you're right. Hey, thank you. .58 seconds left in the first half. Ball with the bucket.
Yeah, you know, it's a quirky release. There's no denying that. But he's a reliable shooter and scorer from the perimeter. Lonzo Ball making it happen.
Here's Suggs. Hard addition to Caldwell Pope. Kicks it out to Banchero. From outside, off the mark. Looking at the last game for Orlando, it was a loss to the Detroit Pistons. Williams can't hit. Pass to Suggs. That one falls, coming off Carter's feet. Carter's got 4 assists in the game.
A physical guard, Suggs loves working inside. He doesn't back away from the paint at all.
Banchero outside. Now here is Carter. Vucevic with the rebound. Vucevic has got 5 rebounds tonight. Fires from deep. The shot will not fall. And that does it for the first half of play. Magic out in front. They lead by 8. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thank you.
Thank you, David. And we'll be right back after halftime to start the third quarter. See you in just a bit.
Welcome. All right.
I mean, it's pretty simple. More rebounds, more opportunities. Right now, they're getting crushed on the glass, Shaq.
From where I'm sitting.
And guys, now let's see what games have yet to tip off. Over a little. And that's all for us. Now it's time to send it back to Kevin Harlan for the...
And we've got third quarter of basketball for you. 2 quarters in the books. Kentavious Caldwell Pope really making a difference here.
Man, he's been running wild on him through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
And you know what? I'll be interested to see just how much he's got left in the tank. That first half had to take a lot out of him.
They've got Smith. Lonzo Ball out there with Dosunmu. Then it's Bruce Ellis. And it's Horton Tucker in at the 3, the small forward. That's Billy Donovan's 5 as we get going here in the second half. Here's Isaac. It's time now to look at the NBA's toughest defensive teams from a season ago. Fourth, the Magic.
Well, it was a long year, and you were reminded of it every time you played this team. I mean, they never gave up a lot of points. They made you work for everything. And the points you did get against them were really hard-earned.
The Bulls making a switch here. Giddey's checked in.
And, you know, right now, for me, it's all about confidence as it relates to Isaac. I mean, this guy has the tools to be special. I think he just needs to be more consistent.
Here's Bruce Ellis. Off the mark there with the 3-point shot.
And they hold a huge advantage on the backboard.
And that's been the key to this league. I mean, they've really dominated the glass.
Howard's shot is good.
Really easy to appreciate Isaac. I mean, a solid teammate who's always ready to share the sugar.
Over to the wing. Here's Buzelis. He's covered by Isaac. And out of bounds as the Magic will gain possession. And Greg, for Buzelis, basketball has been a part of his family for generations.
Yeah, how about that? Both his parents played professionally in Lithuania, as did both of his grandfathers. And his dad now works with the Lithuanian men's national team as a physiotherapist.
Bulls trail by 9. Pass to Buzelis. That's good, and so Giddy with the assist. Buzelis has got a pair of threes now here in the third for the Bulls. First minute and a half of basketball here in the third quarter. Here's Harris. It's rebounded by Giddy.
Far from an ideal start here. I mean, this half just 1 for 4 so far.
The shot by Buzelis, no good. Magic leading by 6. Here's Howard. Kept alive. Isaac passes to Harris. And the rejection by Smith.
There you see Smith's length playing to his advantage defensively.
Horton Tucker's shot is off.
Usually, guys, he's going to knock that one down from there. Proficient at operating in that medium range area.
Chicago has gone 2 of 3 when they ventured outside the arc in the third quarter. Ball's not loose. Inside. Smith the pass to Horton Tucker. And they get it back. Smith, no luck. Orlando's gotten blank from three-point land so far in the third. Still 0 for 3. And Isaac throws it down.
Hard not to love the combo of speed and length on Isaac. I mean, that gives him a chance to give you some serious throwdowns.
Plenty of daylight on that shot. Horton Tucker's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. And it's Anthony, top of the key. Isaac kicks to Anthony. Trying to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark. And so it's Smith with it. He'll bring it up for the Chicago Bulls. It's a 5-point game. Pass to Giddy. Here's Horton Tucker. He's started by Howard. Dosumu's shot is off. And for the Magic, they're shooting at 46%, making some buckets. Now here is Harris, defended by Horton Tucker. Isaac passes to Harris. Anthony in the corner. That's good. And so Howard with the assist. And the Magic lead by 8.
Prepared to let it fly. Anthony was just waiting for the rock.
Smith, no luck. Orlando's gone into a slump here from three-point range, shooting just 1 of 5 here in the third.
Well, I like the defense there. Right up in his grill, didn't give him a chance.
Horton Tucker, the pass to Smith. Back to Horton Tucker. On the wing, Giddy. And the Bulls with another miss. Magic leading by 8. Over in the corner, Dosumu. Shoots. Gets to the corner and buries it.
I tell you what, it's almost like stealing to watch how he plays the game from this seat.
Isaac left side. And the bucket is good. 3-point play chance here for him.
Persistence pays. Love seeing Isaac stay with the play like that, using his height and the high release on those nice finishes.
Shot and game clock separated by 5. Takes it inside. Dosumu finds Smith. Pass to Giddy. From downtown. Smith, no good. Harris outside. He gets it up. And no luck with that time on the buzzer beater. And so it's Orlando in control with the 9-point lead. And it's time to bring up the State Farm assist of the game.
And he sliced the D wide open with his speed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
Yeah, that's just a brilliant read of the defense. I mean, it was also excellent anticipation of the movement of his teammates before the pass. Just great harmony on all sides.
Fourth quarter of action is upon us. Thanks as always for joining us. Fourth quarter on the floor for the Magic. In the backcourt form, it'll be Suggs and Caldwell Pope. Wagner and Banchero are the forwards, and it's Carter in at the 5.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
Yeah, rebounding has been a big key in this one. They've asserted their will and have taken control on the glass.
Not a lot of resistance on the inside, and they're taking full advantage.
The play in the paint has gone almost entirely all their way.
Magic leading by 14. Caldwell Pope for 3. Rebound collected by Levine. Now the Bulls with it. It's stolen by Carter. Caldwell Pope against Williams. Wagner can't hit from in close. The Bulls shooting a meager 37% for the game. White, good.
And unpredictability, really one of White's strongest traits, including when pulling up on a dime. Nice.
Carter sets the pick for Caldwell Pope to the paint, and then Carter with the dunk.
And in terms of size, not your typical center, but man, he plays as big as any of them thanks to that terrific leaping ability.
White looking around. Orlando grabs the miss. When this game is done, they'll be off to take on the Raptors. That'll be the third game of this 3-game road trip. Now Suggs. And Suggs throws it down.
Get up, Jalen Suggs. This guy also a terrific football player in high school.
And that solid play in the paint continues here, guys.
Fourth quarter of play, and we're about 2.5 minutes through it right now. And that one's good, Wagner.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
And over the years, Levine has put on the muscle, which helps him on those challenging finishes at the rim.
And guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown for the Magic.
They're doing damage from the mid-range. Not sure if that was the game plan or if they're just taking what the defense gives them. But thus far, it's paying off.
And another thing they've been exceptional at is their passing. On-target ball movement has gotten them a lot of assists tonight.
Well, he's got a great stroke. That one almost dropped.
Wagner kicks to Carter. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
Simply overpowers defenders when met with contact. Wendell Carter Jr. is tough as they come.
And the league limiting players from making public trade demands, which I guess makes sense. That's a big change from the past, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it saves franchises from being put in a tough spot. Keeps a player's trade value high, which helps the team they're leading.
And so the ball's out of bounds. Wagner touched it last.
Not sure what he was thinking about with that pass. Just sailed it right out of bounds.
Bulls trail by 16. Levine looking around. Pass to Vucevic. And that comes off the assist by Levine. Levine's got 3 assists now in this one. And Wagner's got the ball here for the Magic. At one point, they led by 16. Caldwell Pope dishes to Suggs. The Magic again can't hit. Bulls have gotten just under 45% of their attempts to drop in the fourth. 4 of 9. Magic leading by 13. Here's Banchero. In for his 7th make in 14 tries.
And this is going to end in a lopsided victory. I love the tenacity and aggressiveness as well as the ability to close. You really got to give it up here for the Magic.
Two great rebounding teams.
And these guys worked just a little bit harder tonight, and that was the edge they needed.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
And they put themselves into the driver's seat in regards to the season series with this team. Tonight's win will give them a 2-1 edge with only one left to play.
You know, no matter what happens next time they meet, I think this was the biggest game they'll play against each other this season. Getting that 2-1 advantage means so much.
And you know, looking back at all the contributions tonight, it was a really phenomenal all-around game for Paolo Banchero.
Every time there was a big possession or a big play, he was a major contributor. Just a great all-around game.
Caldwell Pope finds Banchero. He was all alone on that one.
And Banchero is putting it all together, capable of scoring from all three levels.
And they go to the intentional foul.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Yeah, yeah, completely a brain fade. I don't know where that came from. Just lost sense of time and the situation.
No good there. And so it's Orlando taking this one by a big margin. David, thank you as always. And that about wraps it up for Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge.
learn a little about each team in the preseason. But once the games count, things really start coming into focus.
Looking at the starting five for Boston. The perimeter pairing, it's White and Brown. Tatum is the 4 with Porzingis at center. And it's Holiday in at the 1 spot. Now here's Giddey. Williams on the wing. Puts up a 3. Tatum with the block.
The all-star Tatum engaged on defense. That's a scary sight for opponents.
Now here's Vucevic. Inside. Here's Giddey. Nice assist and nice finish. Solid play all the way around.
Gotta fight harder to get over those screens.
Yeah, as soon as these guys feel contact, they are just disappearing like they're not even there. You gotta show some fire and keep defending.
They grab their own miss. Porzingis misses. Brown against Levine. Launches it. Boston pulls it in. And when you talk about the Boston Celtics last year, they were historically good, Richard.
Yeah, they had the 4th best net rating ever in the history of the game. That's Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, the MJ Bulls. Shattered the NBA record for offensive rating at 123.1. They were unreal.
So it's Boston now. The Bulls making their last shot. Tatum passes to Holiday. Back to Tatum. That one falls. Nice feed that time from Holiday.
And finally, a made shot. They look a little relieved after that one.
White against White. Pass to Vucevic. Oh, it's blocked by Porzingis.
Big time rejection from Porzingis. You must be careful trying to shoot when he's lurking nearby.
White, the pass to Holiday. Back to White. Yep, that one's good.
He just makes it look so easy on offense. Like, who takes pleasure in torturing defenses? He does.
Now here's White. 17 points in his last outing. Pass to Williams. Good work defensively by White.
Just enough resistance to force the miss. Barely. That's one he'll generally make.
Holiday passes to Porzingis. Oh, it's Porzingis with the jam.
Look, forget those long jumpers, Kristaps. Use that size. Rock the rim.
And stolen by Holiday. White against White. And the powerful one-handed slam.
And that's what happens when you don't take care of the ball.
Hey, that makes the turnover hurt even more.
We know mistakes lead to breaks. That's just textbook right there.
Now here's Tatum. And finished off by Tatum.
Tatum just has too much bounce right there. Better be careful. You're trying to stop that.
And Giddey has got the ball here for Chicago. 6-point game. And how about Jaylen Brown, Richard? Named to his first All-NBA team in 2023. A very important piece to him.
NBA, what timing. It made Jaylen eligible for the Supermax. At the time, it was the largest contract in NBA history. And how did he follow it up? He won the Larry Bird Award as the best player in the Eastern Conference playoffs.
Now here's White. Pass to Williams. Misses the 3.
And to put things simply, this has not been his forte.
Holiday, and he's going to the line for 2. The official saw contact while he was going up. Well, Richard, with the career he's had, it's hard to believe Drew Holiday has only made 2 All-Star teams.
Well, that speaks to how much talent is at the guard position in this league. But it also shows how we tend to award offense over defense because Drew, his impact is truly felt on the defensive end.
Now here's Vucevic. He's scoreless. Pass to Levine. Shot clock at 6. Wing shot on the way. Porzingis grabs the board.
Credit the defensive effort there, not giving him room to operate.
Brown, no good. The Bulls trail by 5. Here's White. Gets it to go. That makes him 2 for 3 in this game.
Selfless player. Vucevic finding his man all alone.
White against White. White, good. White's got 6.
This run has been fueled by their Matador defense.
On the wing, Levine, defended by Brown. Tatum against Williams. Lets it go. It's rebounded by Jaylen Brown.
Okay, so if I were to say this was a disaster of a period for him, it would be an understatement. But hey, sometimes you gotta shoot your way out of the slump, even for him.
Left side, Levine. Williams on the wing. Fires from the wing. And there's White. That's good on the assist from Williams. White's got his 3rd basket on the night right there. And we've reached the end of the first quarter. Boston. If you're just joining us, we played through 1 quarter in this one. And let's get your take, guys, on the scoring breakdown for the Celtics.
Well, they're off to a good start getting it inside and scoring at close range. Solid fundamentals so far in this one.
And from the jump, they've also clearly been focused on running effective plays here tonight. And there's been a lot of high-quality distribution from them on the floor.
On the court for the Celtics, second quarter underway. Holiday at the 1 with White at the 2. The 2 Jays, Brown at the 3 and Tatum at the 4. And it's Porzingis in at the 5, roaming the paint. Now here's Tatum. 33 points last game. Brown finds Holiday. Back to Brown. Oh, Porzingis getting it done inside.
And force-feeding the ball inside. I mean, no reason to go away from what's working.
Richard, when it comes to the Bulls, they have one of the most committed fan bases in the league.
Yeah, the Chicago fans are for real. The Bulls are routinely at the top of the list for total attendance. Even on the road, they're usually Bulls fans sprinkled in every crowd.
Pulls up. That one off the back iron and out. Boston leading by 4. Tatum passes to Porzingis. Okay, do it, KP.
Dominant play by Kristaps down in the paint, mixing it up with the defense.
Levine with it. Guarded now by Holiday. Giddey's got space. From out on the wing, he knocks it down. Giddey's got his 2nd basket of the night.
When guys are moving the ball, sharing it, it makes the game so much more fun, both as a player and as a fan.
Here's Porzingis. Porzingis taking the contact.
Their defense just falls apart once the ball goes inside.
The Bulls trail by 6. And Williams punches it home.
Yeah, this is a highlight of Giddey's game. His innate ability to set others up.
Brown passes to Holiday. Here's Porzingis. And it's cleared by Vucevic. The Bulls have gotten 3 of 4 field goals in the second quarter. And Levine, here we go. Pass to Vucevic. Offline with a 3. Boston leading by 4. Outside Tatum. The layup misses.
Fantastic defense, giving full effort.
Vucevic with it. Now guarded by White. Vucevic gets the bucket.
That's 3 buckets in a row off assist.
Here in quarter 2, we've played a little over 2.5 minutes now. Right side, Holiday. Again, the miss by the Celtics. The Bulls have gone 4 for 6 here in the second. White against White. Here's Giddey. Ooh, can't tie it up as that one's no good. The Celtics shooting 53%. Good efficiency on offense so far. That one falls. All right, I don't want to make you feel too old here, RJ, but you did get drafted back in 2001. What's the biggest change to the game, do you think?
Oh, I think without a doubt the physicality and the 3-ball. Teams are not as physical, and they shoot a lot more threes. When I came in, they were barely shooting them. Now that's all that matters.
The Bulls trail by 4. Williams passes to White. Out left to the wing. White with a screen on Porzingis. Pass to Giddey. Takes the 3. Oh, he nails that one. 3 for 4 now.
And Giddey is working to improve this part of his game. The defense at least has to respect his 3.
And there's Holiday. That's good. On the assist by Tatum.
Just outstanding distribution. This is the kind of team chemistry that you love to see.
It's White with a drive. Oh, big finish!
Wow. Okay, I see you.
His hang time on the rim puts a sweet cherry on top, BA.
It's a close game, and those displays of explosiveness can jumpstart a team.
Making sure of it with the two-hand slam, BA.
Yeah, I don't blame him. With the score this tight, you cannot take a chance here.
One reason Levine has been an all-star, Zach can be the playmaker or the scorer.
The Celtics have gotten 6 of 10 shots to drop in the second. Nice work. White can't hit. For Chicago, they've gone 7 for 11 in the second quarter. Giddey passes to Williams. Back to Giddey. Vucevic, a screen on Holiday. Outside, Williams. Clock at 6. Here's White. And again, it's Chicago.
Look, they are in front right now because of him. He keeps draining these shots at a ridiculous clip.
Brown can't hit.
And even with the miss, that's a high percentage shot for him.
Levine with it. This one for 3. That misses. Would have counted had it gone. And the first half comes to a conclusion in a game that's been very close so far. Chicago ahead, up by 1. And don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here for the start of quarter number 3.
Welcome, everyone, to halftime. The Chicago...
It's a coach's dream to see the ball whip around the floor like this. They're playing some selfless basketball. It's been a thing of beauty.
Stack. Now let's take a moment here for a look at the upcoming schedule.
Looking at the...
Thanks for joining us. Time to head back.
And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been a fairly even one. Boy, you gotta like what we're seeing from Kobe White.
Slicing up the defense, living in the lane. Terrific first half for him.
And when you rip through the D like he did in that first half, you gotta stay aggressive. Keep getting to the rim.
And the 2024 NBA champions, the Boston Celtics. RJ capturing banner number 18.
Yeah, the most titles in NBA history, breaking that tie that they had with the Lakers. And trust me, that one stings a little bit for them. Somehow they're going to have to make room for another one of those banners up in the rafters.
We've got Ball, Smith out there with Nikola Vucevic. Then there's DeSumo, and it's Levine in at the 3. So that's the 5 in the game for Chicago. Chicago shooting their first free throws of the night now. How about the grit of Ayo DeSumo? You see it in his hustle play, but also his work ethic, RJ.
Yes, he continues to improve, BA. The coach is training him to be shot ready. That's down and low. He's upping his volume and efficiency from long range.
Chicago leading by 3. The ball's knocked loose. Ball passes to DeSumo. And there's the drive. Back to Ball. They get the rebound. Pass to Smith. And there's a pick. Ball outside. The 3 is up. Pure from 3-point range. Ball's got himself on the board with a 3 there.
He drops yet another dive, just facilitating this offense like a maestro.
And so he draws the foul, headed to the line to shoot a pair. And here we can see the breakdown of rebound. And they want a second opinion on that call. The signal for the coach's challenge has been made.
Jaden Springer, 2 shots. The play will be reviewed under NBA rules.
Personal foul calls still disputed even after the video review.
There's no doubt there's going to be a gray area in a lot of these calls. But at least we have the option to take a second look so the officials can be sure they get it right. And they've made their decision. The call will stand.
And as much as it hurts to lose a challenge, I think Coach would challenge that call again if he could. He really disagreed with the foul, and he's still peeved.
He's off on the first. CLA sinks the second. Bulls leading by 5. And there's the foul. It's on Denismda. That's his first foul. All right, let's take a second to view the 2K leaderboard and look at last season's top scoring squads. The Celtics in second.
And last year, I liked watching this team operate on the offensive end. The ball movement, the patience, the confidence. You love seeing all that come together.
Pritchard, that one no good. Good D by Ball.
Off to a bit of a slow start in the second half. 0 for 3 so far.
Denismda, the pass to Smith. Left side Levine. Pass to Denismda. And he got the whistle on the way up. So he'll be headed to the line for a pair.
Hey, if you can't block it, sending him to the line can be the next best thing.
Ellis is checked in for Nikola Vucevic. Celtics trail by 7. Here's Hauser. Good work there as it goes. Hauser's gotten his first basket of the night.
Plays like that, so easy for him.
Here's Ellis. Horford covering. Ball outside. Oh, he clanks that one off the back iron and it falls. Ball's got 5 points now in the quarter.
Such an easy shot to miscalculate. Great confidence, though, out of Lonzo Ball.
Not quite 2.5 minutes played here in the second half. That's tipped. Levine with a steal. Smith outside. Denismda outside. Six to shoot. Bulls up on the wing. And there's another one for the Bulls.
Such a good facilitator. Ball has nice touch on that pass.
Pass to Springer. Knocked away. Chicago leading by 9. And here's Smith. No points yet. Ball into the lane. Here's the 3. Boston pulls it in. Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the third quarter. Here's Springer. Horford can't hit. Outside Levine. Ball outside. Pass to Smith. Levine with it. The Bulls need to get off a shot. Chalk up 2 there. And now an 11-point Bulls lead.
Because he draws so much attention on offense, the D, look, they're going to have problems with Levine, and it opens up some great passing lanes for him.
Here's Hauser. Here's Horford. And he can't stop the drought. Another miss. Bulls leading by 11. Levine springs free for the flush.
One of the best dunkers of this era. Levine loves to put on a show.
Here's Horford, and he drains the quick shot. Horford's gotten his first points in this one. The Bulls have gotten 5 of 8 shots to go in the third. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
Attacking the rim with power.
Tremendous finish. Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. The Bulls have gone 6 for 9 in the half. Off target from outside. Now Horford. Offline with a baseline jumper.
I'm trying to think of the last time I saw him miss a shot like that. It's been a while.
And the basket by Denismda.
And just not letting up at all. I mean, you have to love this approach. You want to get the ball to the guys who make plays.
This is when good players really get after it. He can.
And so it's Chicago. Up 15 points as this quarter concludes.
Keep guarding now. We're doing a much better job.
And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same for the first 3 quarters. And Joe Mazzulla has called timeout. He wants to make sure everyone is aligned, given the situation right now. Go now to the sideline and catch up with Allie LaForce.
During that last break, I heard Joe Mazzulla as he talked with the team. He said to them, "You guys look defeated out there. Wake up. This game is far from over, but I need you all to believe that. I need you to fight for one another right now."
Allie, thank you. On the floor for Boston. The core of this team, Brown and Tatum in the front court. Holiday at the 1 with White at the 2. And it's Porzingis in at the 5. Pass to Porzingis. Oh, and there's the whistle on the shot. So 2 free throws for him coming up. It's on Taylor Horton-Tucker.
And the defense is having trouble out there handling the length of Porzingis down low. I almost feel bad for him.
And when Porzingis can be a third option on a team, he is deadly and efficient, RJ.
We've always seen Porzingis as the guy or as a second option. But when he has elite teammates around him, he really flourishes.
Vucevic with a steal. Right side, Horton-Tucker. Nice D from Brown. Celtics trail by 16. Outside White. Shoots over White. And he can't bank that one in. And so it's Ball with it. He brings it up for Chicago. Horton-Tucker with it. Guarded now by Holiday. Ball passes to Vucevic. Let's go with a 3. And Ball gets it to go. And the Bulls lead by 19.
This is why Ball takes a good amount of threes, because he's very accurate and confident from there.
And he almost made them regret defending him so loosely.
Horton-Tucker, the pass to Vucevic. Picked by Vucevic. Horton-Tucker. And he was fouled while in the act of... And coach doesn't like the call at all. He's opting to use his...
Even with the coach's challenge in place, we've seen so many of these personal foul calls still disputed even after the video review.
There's no doubt there's going to be a gray area in a lot of these calls. But at least we have the option to take a second look, so the officials can be sure they get it right. And they've made their decision. The call will stand.
And as much as it hurts to lose a challenge, I think Coach would challenge that call again if he could. He really disagreed with the foul, and he's still peeved.
Williams is checked in for Chicago. Giddey comes in for Ball. He misses the free throw. And he's good on the second. Grant, it seems like teams today are much more data-driven than in years past.
Yeah, I agree, B.A. It's much more sophisticated. And, of course, coaches and executives are still watching the games and forming their gut opinions. But now those impressions can be cross-checked with the numbers.
Porzingis misses.
They really have a commanding lead, not just in points, but in rebounds as well.
Outside Horton-Tucker. Giddey passes to Horton-Tucker. White against White. Pass to Vucevic. Shot clock at 5. The kick out to Williams. Giddey with a screen on White. Outside Giddey. Back to White. Now Williams. Lets the 3 fly. Drills it from deep.
Their strategy has been pretty simple here in the second half. Attack from three-point range.
And you see this so much more nowadays in the NBA. Teams putting a larger emphasis on jacking up threes.
And Holiday takes this responsibility seriously. When someone is open on his squad, he gets it to them.
Drew Holiday, first personal foul.
And he drops the first.
At the line for 2.
He's perfect from the line this time. The Celtics have gotten only 1 of 5 to fall here in the fourth. There's Tatum with the 3, and the 3-pointer goes.
Yeah, stretching that defense all the way to the sidelines. Tatum with a nice shot.
2 minutes remaining in the game.
Outside White. Pass to Vucevic. Now Giddey. Well, Grant, it appears that league expansion is around the corner. Any concerns about spreading the talent too thin?
Not really, BA. I mean, the global pool of players competing for an NBA roster spot has never been deeper. So there's plenty of talent to go around.
Chicago making a switch here. Levine's checked in to the middle. Here's Porzingis. On the wing, Holiday. Pass to White. Back to Holiday. 6 on the shot clock. For 3. And the Celtics another 3.
They came out and had a statement win with their performance tonight. A fantastic effort to get it done here for the Bulls.
This team did a lot of things well tonight. Number 1 was passing the ball.
And it was a team that was in rhythm. And they just trusted each other to take the right shots.
And so this win marks their first victory of the new year. And even the opposing fans can't deny this was a sensational game for Lonzo Ball.
Oh, he was at the center of everything that happened in this game. His energy was felt throughout the building, and his impact, well, it was incredible.
Lonzo Ball's checked in for Chicago. Levine passes to White. Outside, Williams. Pass to White, beyond the arc. Tatum pulls it in. Boston on offense. They're on a 10-2 run here. White can't hit. White against Levine. And here's White. And there's the foul. It's on Kobe White. That's his first foul.
And great job to establish position and square up.
We've got 22 seconds left in the fourth quarter. White can't hit. They can simply hold on to the ball here.
No question, BA. They deserve the win.
Crafty move to shake off the defender. Ball knew just what he was doing there.
White for 3. Off the mark. So it's the Bulls winning this one easily. Showing that they're the far. Thanks, Allie. Great interview once again. And that'll do it, folks. For Grant Hill.
Greg, is it to a team's confidence to start the season strong?
Kevin, I think it means more if you're a young team. If your roster is filled with veterans, you're looking at the bigger picture.
So let's take a look at the Boston Celtics starting lineup. Holiday in the backcourt. To his side is White. The small and power forwards, the star pair of Brown and Tatum. And it's Porzingis in at the 5. And so it's the Celtics getting on the board first. Banchero kicks to Caldwell Pope. The putback, great positioning on the putback.
And great attention to detail from Banchero on the play, making sure he's there to get the ball and send it back.
Now here's White. Driving to the basket. His second shot goes in, off to a good start, 2 for 2.
And I like to see this. They're calling his number early, and he's delivering.
Yeah, well, his offensive contributions are going to be very important in this game. So it's good they've already got him in a rhythm.
And how about Banchero showing some passion there, going in hard and finishing right at the rim.
Brown feeling it out a bit. Pass to Tatum. 6 to shoot. From down in the low post, it goes.
Well, a nice start for them. 3 for 3 in the early going, getting into a rhythm.
Well, Coach, Boston has been so close to that 18th NBA championship banner, finally able to win the title last season.
Yeah, they've been to the conference finals 6 times in the last 8 years. Lost in the 2022 finals. They got over the top with 2 additions. Drew Holiday and Kristaps Porzingis. Those guys really... really out.
First personal foul. First team foul.
We're just about 2 minutes into the first quarter. Holiday against Suggs. It's stolen by Banchero. Fast break, here we go. Suggs finds Banchero. Bucket number 3. He's a perfect 3 for 3 to start.
And great work inside. This is where Banchero feasts.
And the dunk by Porzingis.
Man, he sure can get off the floor.
He's one of the best in the business, absolutely. And stolen by Tatum. Right the pass to Brown. Out to White. Up top, Brown. He's defended by Wagner. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Holiday. Nice concentration to hit the double clutch layup.
A really smart player. Holiday can find the spaces inside and exploit them for points.
And with an update from the sidelines, let's check in with David Aldridge.
I had a chance to catch up with Jamal Mosley. Coach said they want to force Jason Tatum to uncomfortable spots on the floor. Now, they recognize those spots are few and far between, but Coach wants to keep Tatum out of the paint specifically. If his team can do that and force Tatum to shoot more from outside, they feel relatively good about their chances. Back to you.
Thanks, David. And it's Banchero missing. Well, it was the Boston Celtics winning their last game against the Timberwolves at Target Center. And the conversation for Porzingis, Coach, tends to always come back to health. And what a challenge that has been for him.
Yeah, Kevin, over his career, on average, he's missed about 30 games per season. But that's not an uncommon problem, as you know, for players who stand well over 7 feet tall.
And here's White, following the three from Franz Wagner. Porzingis finds White. The kick out to Tatum. Stolen by Caldwell Pope. And here they come. Here's Suggs. And Derek White picks up the foul. That's his first foul.
First team foul.
Kicks it out to Wagner. That doesn't go on the chance to tie. And they blow the whistle for a foul. He was trying to disrupt the fast break opportunity. And he's got his first chance at the line here.
Really a good season for him overall last year when you look at the number, 83% from the line.
The thing everyone expects from Holiday is elite defense. But you see his IQ on display all over the floor. He's constantly making smart decisions on or off the ball.
And that's exactly what he's looking for, draining the triple.
It's a 4-second differential between the shot clock and game clock.
Yeah, and showing some force inside. Wagner making sure he gets his.
And White, the bucket on the assist by Holiday. And it's 8 points for Derek White. Here's Caldwell Pope. It's good.
It's been a major aspect of their offense in the early stages here. Their success working the ball inside and getting points from close range.
White finds Tatum. Outside White. Derek White has been on display for the Celtics. He notched 8 points in the quarter and has that. And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter of action so far. And guys, what do you think about the offensive approach so far that we've seen for Boston?
Well, a lot of times you'll hear coaches yell, get the ball inside, and you can see why. Good things happen when you get the ball into the paint.
And also, they're doing something you don't see as much anymore, and that is converting time and time again from the mid-range.
On the court for the Celtics, second quarter underway. White in at shooting guard, with Brown playing small forward. The post pair, Tatum and Porzingis. And it's Holiday in at the point guard position. Caldwell Pope against White, fires from the line. No good that time.
And not allowing the shooter even an inch of breathing room on that one.
There's no airspace there whatsoever. That's as close as you can get without foul. His strong shooting has really helped them secure this lead.
Boston trailing. And Stan, after a few down years, the magic has been recaptured here in Orlando.
It sure has, Kevin. They've had great draft picks. They have a couple of young franchise cornerstones. They've got size. They've got guys who will continue to improve. This team's got a chance to be really, really good going forward.
Hey, Stan, we've heard talk about players not heaving up a shot at the buzzer to protect their shooting percentage. Have you run into that at all?
Oh, Kevin, that definitely happens. Players are concerned about all of those numbers, shooting percentages being one of them, because they become a factor in contract negotiations. But they have to realize, number one, you've got to do what gives your team a chance to win. And number two, with all the analytics, teams separate out what they call heaves at the end of quarters.
And while we've got a moment, let's send it over to our terrific reporter, David Aldridge. David?
Kevin, Franz Wagner grew up in Germany, but he says one of the reasons that I went to college in the U.S. was to learn a different mentality. The game was played more competitively, and talking trash is welcome. I had it in me deep down, but that brought it out more. And that combination of styles has helped him to this day. Kevin?
Great stuff, D.A. Thanks. And Holiday kicks to Tatum. To the middle. Here's Porzingis. Good, and it's Tatum picking up the assist. Tatum's got 3 assists now in this one.
Well, you'll see teams try to bump Porzingis around. Didn't work that time.
It's good from long range.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Good on that shot. And with that, the Magic lead is cut down now to just 2 points with that basket from Brown. Suggs finds Wagner. Porzingis with the rebound. Porzingis has got his 4th rebound in this one. Suggs with the steal. Wagner passes to Banchero. Porzingis with the block.
What a swat by the big man Porzingis. You always have to be careful shooting when he's lurking.
Here's Suggs. Offline with his 3.
And the rebound battle split evenly thus far.
Back in 2022, the #1 overall pick was Paolo Banchero. What do you think of his game?
You have to love his game, Kevin. I mean, handles the ball as a big guy at 6'10", makes plays for other people, scores, gets to the free throw line. All-star game in his 2nd year. And on that team, he has really, really looked to defend. This guy's future is bright.
And their coach is another guy from the Seattle area, right, who has come on the NBA and starred.
There have been quite a few of them.
And then Carter with the jam.
I like the way Carter Jr. plays. He gives you the size, and he gives you the toughness.
Porzingis passes to Tatum. Great defense that time from Banchero. Caldwell Pope with a wide open look. Porzingis with the rebound. Porzingis has got his 7th rebound here tonight. Brown kicks to Porzingis. Here's White. And trying for the go-ahead basket. It doesn't go in. Orlando, they've gone 6 of 12 in the 2nd quarter, right at the 50% mark from the field. Back to Wagner. Banchero inside, guarded by Holiday. Such a wide open look. Now it's a 5-point Magic lead.
Caldwell Pope is a well-practiced shooter. Once the ball is in his hands, he's into his motion.
And here's the fast break. Suggs leading the way. And up the court come the Celtics on the break. Brown kicks to Holiday. Here's Porzingis. Can't hit that one. And that'll do it for the first half. A competitive game so far. Magic lead by 5. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. All right, thank you, David. And folks, don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here for the start of quarter number 3.
Swerving off topic for a moment, I need you guys to weigh in on this. Is a hot dog a sandwich?
Oh, man.
And returning our attention to this game, a solid first half for the Magic.
This has been a display of what we...
And that concludes...
Second half of basketball upon us. We may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game it's been so far. You know, Paolo Banchero, guys, has been exceptional.
Yeah, it's been a great performance from him. Really staying focused on quality shots.
Yeah, he's found his spots, been patient with his shot selection, and it's paid off for himself and the team.
In the backcourt form, it'll be Suggs and Caldwell Pope. Wagner and Banchero are the forwards, and it's Carter in at the center position. That's who's out there for Orlando. Three-pointer. The rebound by Tudose. Magic leading by 5. GA, these Boston Celtics are unquestionably a top-tier offensive unit.
Stupendous shooting, excellent instincts with the ball. Yeah, they are a model offense in many ways, making it tough for many teams to keep up with it.
Here's Springer. Here's Hauser. Pass to Springer. Here's Tillman. And the 3 off target. And for those of you turning in, we're about a minute into the second half. And it's slammed in by Howard.
finding a little rhythm here that they have to like where they're at.
Yeah, you're seeing their offense in a flow. Now it's time for their defense to turn up the heat a little bit.
Poked loose, taken away by Anthony. And oh, here we go. Harris, nobody back. That one goes. Count it. Harris has got the lead up to 11 now for Orlando.
Yeah, very hot start out of halftime. Making their first 3 shots, getting the looks that they want, and knocking them down.
Back to Horford. Over Howard. And the basket by Horford.
And it's the long arms and broad shoulders that make Horford such a tough matchup inside. Teams try to get physical with him, but he's usually up to the challenge. And there is no better way to add to the lead.
Isn't that true, GA, especially when the slam is coming from the point guard?
It shows you're able to attack the rim from any position. That's inexcusable defense right there. You gotta contest the shot better than that.
But only the first miss of the second half. They've come out here with authority.
Left side, Horford over Anthony. Horford no luck.
Yeah, you expect him to make those. Good luck. Just couldn't find the mark.
Harris finds Isaac. Out to Harris. Launches it. It's tipped. And he recovers it. Anthony, the pass to Isaac. And it's off from three-point range. Celtics trail by 8. To the inside. Here's Tillman. And it's Orlando with the rebound.
Well, the defense was right where they needed to be to stop the layup. Great awareness and effort.
Here's Bitadze. Out to Harris. Now here's Howard. Guarded closely. Anthony in the corner. Shot clock at 3. Once again off the mark, Orlando. Boston's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. It's time now to hear from our Hall of Fame reporter, David Aldridge. What's the latest, David?
Kevin, thanks. Last season, the Magic retired the first jersey number in their franchise's history, that of our esteemed colleague and Hall of Famer, Shaquille O'Neal. Orlando's #1 pick back in 1992, Shaq went on to lead them to their first NBA Finals appearance in 1995.
And here we go, Coach's challenge happening right now. This one in regards to the personal foul, seeing if that was the right call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes.
The previous play is under review.
And the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new approach.
After the review, the ruling on the floor is overturned.
It is, and how hard it can be sometimes, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Celtics trail by 10. Pass to Hauser. And it's Orlando with the rebound. Bitadze's got his 5th rebound right now in the game.
And that's the battle they haven't been winning today. Their work on the glass has been porous, and that's got to change.
Isaac kicks to Howard. And here's Anthony from the arc. Tillman grabs the miss. Austin's gone 3 of 6 tonight when they've let it fly from downtown. Knocks it loose. Pritchard passes to Hauser. Here's Pritchard. Pass to Tillman. The rebound by Bitadze. Bitadze's got 6 rebounds now in the game.
No doubt the quarter just not going his way. Still scoring.
Yeah, that's just great team basketball. Harris with the fantastic pass to the open man. Well, look, plays like that are exactly why they find themselves in such a deep hole.
Banchero, that's good.
And Matador defense That's one of the easiest shots he is ever going to see.
An unorganized defense like that is not going to help them close this deficit.
Uses the glass to finish the layup. Banchero's got 4 points now in the quarter.
And they're getting points. They're getting stops. And this is how they'd like to play all the time.
Great example.
And so it's Orlando with a sizable lead as the quarter wraps up. They're ahead 16 points. What a night they've had in terms of their shooting. Everything dropping in for them. And don't go away. We'll be right back. And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first 3 quarters. On the court for the Celtics. And in the front court, Brown and Tatum. Holiday in the backcourt. To his side is White. And it's Porzingis in its center. Well, there's a unique profile for Wendell Carter Jr. A tremendous rebounder and shooter, and now he's playing on a pretty good team, and he's a big reason why.
He sure is. Look, he's really big at 6'10", 270. All right, top 20 in the league in rebounding and effective field goal percentage. Can shoot the 3. Great blend of size, skill, and toughness.
Tatum deciding where to go with it. Pass to Porzingis. Over Caldwell Pope. And it's Porzingis that time on the assist by Tatum. 8 points for Porzingis.
Well, there's a little old school from Porzingis. Using that mid-range.
For 3, Caldwell Pope drains the three-pointer. And the Magic lead by 17.
Late reaction defensively. He quickly takes advantage. Grows their lead.
Yeah, look, the truth is, he doesn't need much space anyway. But that one was too easy.
Tatum passes to Brown. Back to Tatum. Over Caldwell Pope. Tatum's shot is off. Magic leading by 17. And again, it's the Magic from deep.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless. And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that position.
Well, sometimes it's just not your night. But despite his struggles, they're ahead in the game.
Here's Tatum. Tatum with another miss.
The defense there got away with a major lapse.
Here's Banchero. Rebound by Drew Holiday. Celtics trail by 20. Brown dishes to White. Back to Brown. Puts up a 3. It falls for his 5th field goal of the night. Now shooting 5 for 8. Stan, isn't it terrific? We're seeing these great stars in the NBA extending their careers more than ever before.
We certainly are, Kevin, and it's great for the league. The league keeps getting younger, though. These guys come into the league earlier, but I think what players have learned, it's not even just the basketball part. It's the strength and conditioning. It's the nutrition. They've taken care of themselves better, and that allows them to last longer.
Banchero kicks to Caldwell Pope. Down low, here's Carter, and then Carter with the dunk.
Well, he's a bit of an undersized center. However, his leaping ability can certainly mask that.
The shot by Holiday, no good. Orlando leading by 17. Out to the wing. Banchero against Brown. Caldwell Pope for 3. Got it. Number 7 on the night. 7 for 11 from the floor.
Well, credit them for maintaining that aggression, even being up this much.
Yeah, and at this point in the game, just protect the ball, make smart decisions, don't give them a chance to get back in the game.
And it's White missing.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
And Caldwell Pope gets the basket.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for Orlando.
As one-sided as it gets today, you know, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, it's hard to think of what didn't go right for them. Game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was just on target.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
And continued dominance against this team, winning both of their matchups this season.
And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and looking at the stats just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for Kentavious Caldwell-Pope.
Yeah, and I loved his attitude tonight. He really had that scorer's mentality. Absolutely no one was stopping him.
Fires the three. Rebounded by the Celtics. We've got 28 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Tatum's shot is off. And so it's Carter who brings the ball up for the Magic. They have a 22-point lead. It's the most they've led by. Good on the shot.
Impressive job by the players, coaches, and don't discount the impact of these fans.
No, I'd be lying if I said the crowd doesn't have an impact. It's certainly felt from the head coach all the way down.
Caldwell-Pope for three. Buries the long-range jumper. And so it's Orlando taking this one by a big margin. This game may not have been the most exciting we've ever seen, but you have to appreciate just what a clinical performance they put on.
I know their fans appreciated it, and we saw at times just stretches of excellent defense, potency from an offensive standpoint as well. They were.
great to be with you as well, BA. And this is perhaps my favorite night of the year when you talk about the NBA opening night. So much excitement, so much anticipation, and we know the rest of the season will deliver.
And a look at the starters for the Bulls. Giddey and White pair to make the backcourt. Levine and Williams are the two forwards. And it's Vucevic in at the center, locking down the middle. Caldwell Pope's shot is off.
Boy, he's got to be disappointed in the result there. I mean, the defender really didn't make any impact at all.
White finds Williams. White against Caldwell Pope. White can't hit. Here's Suggs. And he throws it down with one hand.
Suggs showing you some major bounce right there. He went way upstairs on that one.
And from the sideline, let's catch up with Allie.
I briefly spoke with Jamal Mosley, and one of their main defensive focuses, Nikola Vucevic. Coach telling me that Vuce has the big body, plus he can really shoot it, but they really emphasized boxing him out. Nikola is great at converting misses into second chance points. Boxing out. It's back to the basics, guys.
Okay, thanks, Allie. And the Magic surprising many league-wide, Clark, with how they've broken through.
And the way they're winning, I might add. I mean, rugged physical defense is their identity and calling card. Not necessarily what you expect to see from a young team, BA.
And Caldwell Pope gets it to go.
Attacking immediately. Caldwell Pope fires the moment he finds his angle.
Outside Giddey. Orlando with a rebound. Wagner for three. And it's cleared by Vucevic. The Bulls have gone 3 of 5 here in the opening quarter. Outside Levine. Pass to Vucevic. Back to Levine. Just 5 to shoot. Baseline jumper. The rebound by Carter. The Magic have gone 2 for 5 here in the first. Wagner, the pass to Banchero. Oh, clanks that one. He's 0 for 1 to start.
It does not get much easier than that, but somehow he came up empty there.
First personal foul. First team foul.
Just over 2.5 minutes played here in the first. Giddey passes to Levine.
Boy, that is great defense from Suggs. He's got all the tools to lock you down and lock you up.
And Wagner gets it to go.
Great idea to pull up and take the transition three there. D was in position to block his path to the hoop if he took it inside.
Outside Levine. Back to Vucevic. And it's good. Credit Levine with the assist. Vucevic has got 5 now.
Yeah, Vucevic matching threes and clapping right back.
And Banchero gets it to go.
Taking it right to the rim, and no one was there to greet him.
Well, this early, they should be showing a lot more energy on defense. It's not there.
Here's Banchero. Wagner outside. And it's good. Off the back. Back rim it in. He's got 5.
The coaching staff encouraging Wagner to take these quick hitting shots. They think it helps his confidence moving forward.
Well, Clark, he's a former 1-1 back in 2022. The league better watch out. Paolo Banchero is coming.
And he's coming with force, BA. Loved him his 1 year in college. Loved his mobility, his strength, his savvy, and all of that on display as he's going to be one of the bright stars in the years ahead in the NBA.
Here's Banchero. The Bulls making their last shot. The 3 from Suggs. Oh, he missed that one. 1 for 3 in this one so far. Giddey passes to Williams. White on the wing. And there's a whistle. He'll head to the line to shoot 2. That's on Wendell Carter. Chicago shooting their first free throws here for the night.
You know, something you can point to when you're talking about their areas of success last season, free throw shooting.
And the Bulls making a change here. Ball's checked in. Now here's Caldwell Pope. Drains the triple.
I think Caldwell Pope has done a nice job developing into a legit deep ball threat.
Levine with it. Now guarded by Suggs. Levine passes to Ball. There's 25 seconds left to play in the first. Outside, Williams. 6 to shoot. And right away, they... Match it with a three-pointer of their own. Williams has got 6.
That's how you up the ante. Come right back at him.
A little back and forth from long range. I love it. That's a terrific answer there.
Here's Caldwell Pope with the drive. And he can't jam it through.
He's going to hear from his teammates after that one. Not quite sure what happened.
And so both teams trading buckets as we end the first quarter. And this has been a fairly close game through the first quarter. We'll see what happens here in the second. And a look at how the offensive approach has been going so far for the Bulls.
You know, right from the start, it seemed they got hot from three-point range, pulling apart the defense and racking up the points, too.
Yeah, also, you got to appreciate how unselfish they've been. I mean, the ball movement has been impressive, and the assist numbers are off the chart.
And so in the game for the Bulls, White and Levine are out on the wings. Williams and Vucevic are inside, and it's Ball in at the point guard position.
Put your head down and go to work. That's what they need to do.
Yeah, these teams trading punches right now. I mean, it's table tennis. Back and forth we go. Outstanding distribution there. I mean, what impressive passing ability.
And Ball gets it to go.
Yeah, you know, it's a quirky release. There's no denying that. But he's a reliable shooter and scorer from the perimeter. Lonzo Ball making it happen.
Now here's Caldwell Pope. 5 points in the game. Ball taking his time here. Outside White. And again, it's Chicago with a 3.
Adjustment time for these guys. The defense has to make some adjustment here.
Here's Caldwell Pope. It's hauled in by the Bulls. Vucevic has got 4 rebounds in the game. All right, let's get a report from Allie.
This Magic team is making moves in the East. Star forward Paolo Banchero said, "We're a lot more competitive. We know we're talented. We can play with anybody, and we've proven it. Just one game at a time." Brian?
Got to take that simple approach. A team on the rise, Allie. Thank you.
When you get a chance to run the floor like that, you have to capitalize. Great hustle on that play.
The 3 from Banchero. He drops it from range. Banchero's got 8 points here in the quarter.
You know, I know some would like to see Banchero increase his shooting range, especially since he doesn't have a solid shot from behind the arc.
Wagner against Levine. The Bulls need to get off a shot. Williams. And it's Orlando with a rebound. Following this game, they hit the road to challenge the Raptors at Scotiabank Arena in Toronto. It's a quick turnaround on the road. Just one game. Now here's Suggs. His last outing, he had 24 points. Here's Caldwell Pope. And misses it off the right side of the rim.
Certainly not the kind of night he was looking for at the offensive end, and it's had a ripple effect on the team.
Levine finds Vucevic. Ball left side. And the elite bigs today can score posting and facing up Clark. Can all those options make it hard to decide which way to attack?
Well, I agree with you there, and I think it's a good problem to have, quite honestly, B.A. I mean, that's also, I think, where coaching and analytics comes into play, trying to keep track of what approach is going to work best for you.
And a fast break now for the Bulls. Tipped away. And Ball gets it to go. Ball's got his second bucket of the night. Magic trail by 9. Suggs surveys the D. Here's Banchero. Oh, Banchero throws it down.
And I think we're going to see a lot of nights like this from Banchero. He is built to score and never seems to take a play off.
Ball passes to Vucevic. Gets the 3 to fall. Vucevic has got 12 points in the game.
And just totally relentless, only increasing the intensity level.
Yeah, I love the fact he doesn't play the score. He just keeps coming, attack mode. He doesn't know how to step off the gas pedal.
Now here's Suggs. Pass to Wagner. Carter with it, covered by Vucevic. Suggs with it. Back to Carter. Vucevic with a steal. All by himself. On up the court, it's tipped.
Caldwell Pope showing us excellent timing there, using his length well on defense.
Williams passes to Vucevic. And the power finish by Vucevic.
Woo! Defensively, you can't afford to let him get to the rim that easily.
Well, that might be why their deficit is what it is right now.
You know, you look at it, the communication is lacking, as is the trust. They can ill afford those types of breakdowns. It won't work. You can't win with those kind of breakdowns.
One thing you don't have to worry about with Levine is his scoring. You pretty much know he's going to give you points each and every night.
Caldwell Pope finds Banchero. He can't get that one to fall. He got him. No doubt that's a foul. And it's going to be a transition take foul. This will be his 3rd free throw of the game.
Guys, I thought he got into a groove last year at the charity stripe, and I thought he maintained it deep into the season as well.
Bulls leading by 13. Here's Ball. And Ball throws it down.
Well, you can't let Ball get this deep. I mean, once he's this close to the rim, that far inside, he's ready for the throwdown.
Suggs against Ball. Ooh, and they immediately answer back with a dunk on the other end.
And he gives up some size inside, but makes a great adjustment on the finish.
Yeah, you know, with that size difference, that's not an easy shot. I mean, I don't care how close to the rim he is, that's a tough shot.
Thanks, Allie. After the break, we'll see you right back here to begin quarter number 3.
Taking a look here at Chicago, they don't get their home opener until next game. But tonight, they start this new season on the road, kind of like Kenny storming into the kitchen.
Changing focus now to that first half. A brutal game so far for the Magic.
Where's the intensity at?
And that'll do it for us.
Just about ready for the second half here. A big comeback is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. Nikola Vucevic has been sensational.
And in the first half, he dominated in the post. He got the looks he wanted and was able to execute.
Yeah, you know what? I think he's doing exactly what he has to do. Using his body, shaking off contact, and then finishing at the rim.
Jonathan Isaac is out. Oh, are you kidding me? Wow, man.
Anthony going up top. Don't let his size fool you, folks. Cole's got some hops.
And here's Ball. To the wing, right side. No good with the triple. Magic trail by 11. Isaac, the pass to Howard. Out to Anthony. To the left wing. Releases. And all around the rim that time before dropping.
Really easy to appreciate Isaac. I mean, a solid teammate who's always ready to share the sugar.
Oh, Zach LaVine. Big time dunk.
And sends it home with some passion.
I think he's rubbing it in a little bit here, hanging up there like that.
Guys, they're not backing off at all, are they?
Chicago leading by 11. Ball outside. Pass to Vucevic. They set the pick. Three-pointer. And the Bulls get it back. On the wing, LaVine. Isaac covering. Tries again. And it's Harris with the rebound.
Just 1 for 4 from the field. Not the way they wanted to start the second half.
Here's Howard. And it's Howard finishing it off.
Love seeing this from Harris. I mean, proving how effective he can be as a passer.
LaVine. And the dunk by LaVine.
He almost brought the basket down on top of himself.
Oh, there's hang time, and then there's a time to hang.
Well, you got to make that moment last. Enjoy it for as long as you can.
The officials were right on top of that one.
Clearly a foul. I mean, didn't give him any choice but to blow the whistle. I mean, you got to play without fouls.
You know, Isaac had some injury struggles in his career, but he hasn't let that deter him. He still plays with a lot of intensity and gives this game his all.
Ball passes to LaVine. Yes, sir, and it's Ball with the assist that time. LaVine's got 6 here in the quarter. And Vucevic over to help. And here's Harris outside. Chicago with a rebound. Just over 2.5 minutes gone by in the second half. Ball outside. Pass to Buzelis. Back to Ball. And here's Vucevic. From outside the arc. Offensive rebound. LaVine passes to Ball. Howard against White. Here's Ball. And a foul called on the way up. So he'll take 2 from the free throw line.
Good utilization of his height and speed to get to the line that time. Ball showing you he's got the savvy to draw contact.
1:56 left in the third quarter. LaVine with a steal. Chicago shooting their 6th and 7th free throw shots in the game. The first free throw is good. That's also good, so he hits both free throws.
And really strong at the line since the break.
No misses yet. You can't do much better than that, guys.
Pass to Howard. Shoots over LaVine. The bank shot, no good.
And they're +5 on the boards after that rebound.
And the call will be against Jonathan Isaac. That's his first foul of the game. We're in the bonus now, and they'll go to the line.
Well, Mattis Buzelis certainly has good size, but what catches my eye are his skills. He can handle the ball and make smart decisions on the floor, which is so important for a rookie.
Isaac's shot is off. Chicago with the ball. They're on a 12-3 run. And the call will be against Jonathan Isaac. So that'll be a second foul of the game. We're in the bonus. We'll go to the line to shoot 2. The first one falls.
At the line for the Bulls.
And that's good as he hits both shots. Magic trail by 20. We've got 1:23 left in the third quarter. Pass to Howard. Back to Anthony. Now Harris. Isaac with it. 5 to shoot. And it's cleared by Vucevic. Vucevic has got rebound number 8 now. Here's White. Now here's LaVine. Pass to Vucevic. Fires the 3. Orlando with the rebound. Harris with it. He's picked up by LaVine. For 3, Anthony. Buzelis grabs the board. Buzelis has got 5 rebounds in the game. Here's White. And that one off the back of the rim and in. White's gotten 4 this quarter.
At the offensive end, he's been assertive and efficient, guys. A big reason why they hold this lead right now.
And here's Harris outside. Ball with the rebound. Ball's got 4 rebounds now. White finds Levine. Now Vucevic. 14 points for him. Here's Buzelis. Fires the jumper from the corner and nails it. Buzelis has got 6 points. And 3 quarters of play in the books. This one's all but over already. Chicago. And while we have a chance, let's go to our State Farm assist of the game.
Now, I know he's a big man, but he's got some point guard in him if he's making passes like this.
Hey, that was a high-level pass no matter what position it came from. But it does make it stand out a little more when it's made by the big fella.
And there have been 2 very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. On the court for the Bulls, White and Levine are out on the wings. Buzelis out there with Nikola Vucevic. And it's Ball in at the 1. Anthony misses.
And their physical dominance has been on display. A 10-rebound advantage is a good indicator of how this game has gone.
The kick out to White. Outside Levine. Ball against Anthony. Pass to Buzelis. Here's Levine for 3. It's rebounded by Batase.
We know how good a shooter he is. It's frustrating for him when he's not able to knock down that kind of wide open look.
A line change here for Orlando. Williams is checked in for Chicago. Josh Giddey comes in for Ball. Giddey passes to Levine. Giddey with a screen on Wagner. Now here's Williams, guarded by Banchero. Now here's Williams. Looking to end this cold spell. Shot by Levine, no good.
Just imagine if he was shooting better. The lead would be even bigger.
Here's Caldwell Pope, and he knocks down the 10-footer.
Yeah, cashing in close, Caldwell Pope. Showing you there, he's more than just a jump shooter.
Giddey passes to White. And the NBA moving to a 2-day draft. Your thoughts on the change, Grant?
You know, BA, a lot of pro sports are shifting to multi-day drafts. And the NBA draft can be long if done all in one evening. So maybe a good choice to break it up.
Out of bounds, it'll be Bulls ball.
A sloppy turnover. When you're not locked in, you pay the price.
Chicago leading by 22. Last quarter of play, about 2 minutes in now. Vucevic with it. Caldwell Pope covering. Outside Giddey. The kick out to White. Levine passes to White. Orlando with the rebound. Carter's got 6 rebounds in the game. For 3, Caldwell Pope sinks it from distance. Caldwell Pope's got 5 points in the quarter.
Love the rise and fire approach from KCP. Gotta be impressed with this guy's confidence.
Vucevic finds Levine. Now Williams. Levine with a screen on Banchero. Levine feeling it out a bit. Launches a 3. Orlando with the rebound.
Not himself from range right now, but the only way out of this funk is to keep trying.
Outside, Caldwell Pope. From behind the arc. Up again. Oh, he hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Right there. I mean, Carter using his instincts and his motor to track down the miss and convert it into second chance points. That's just really good work.
Pass to Giddey. The kick out to Williams. White with a screen on Banchero. Back to White. They still need this. Blocked!
Yeah, this is something we might see Banchero work on. Improving his ability to knock away shots.
.136 left to play in the fourth. The 3 from Suggs. Rebound by the Bulls. Vucevic has got 10 rebounds here tonight. So active.
It looks like it'll be a big win for them here. Time to just cruise to the end of the game and chalk up the victory for the Bulls.
Hey, if you get yourself to the line and cash in on those opportunities, you paint your opponent into a corner.
Yeah, they were so successful with that all night. Aggressive, fearless, whatever you want to call it, they really pushed the action and got rewarded.
And so this win marks their first victory of the new year.
And this season series is tied no more. With this win tonight, they're up 2-1 against the Magic.
And when you look at the game, the one thing that helped fuel this team to victory was the efficiency for Nikola Vucevic.
Now, he was a problem on the glass today, relentlessly crashing the boards and came away with a bushel basket full of rebounds.
Stepping up and nailing an important shot to put this away.
You know, this run shows what kind of attitude this team has. I mean, the win is there, go get it.
Williams passes to Ball. Now here's Vucevic. Pass to Levine. Ball outside. Shot clock at 6. 17-foot shot on the way. Orlando with the rebound. Now 5 seconds separating the shot clock and the game clock. For 3, Caldwell Pope. Ball with the rebound. Smooth sailing for Chicago. The biggest lead of the game was 24 points. Levine can't hit. Carter, the pass to Wagner. So no problem for Chicago as they get the win. This one wasn't even close. The hometown crowd was waiting for a